Hi guys, my name is Marjolaine. We'll be going through a full body Pilates workout today, around 30 minutes. The only thing you need to have is a mat. So let's start standing. Make sure you start with your 2 feet parallel to each other, in line with your hips. And make sure your weight is right in the middle of your feet. It's the center of your feet, so not on the toes, not on the heels, right in the center. Bring your arms by your sides and rotate the arms for the palms to face forward. That will help you find a nice opening here between your collarbones, but make sure you didn't open the rib cage, you keep it braced. We reach now the arms up toward the ceiling, palms facing each other. We want length between the shoulders and all the way through the fingers, but we want to make sure we keep the shoulders down. Here we will try to lengthen the distance between the hips and the rib cage. So on an inhale, breathing into the rib cage, we try to lengthen the distance between the hips and the rib cage. So inhale, reaching up, exhale, go down. Breathe into your rib cage, inhale. Open the rib cage to the sides, laterally open the rib cage to the side, and on an exhale, you let go. And again, inhale, breathe into your ribs, exhale, close the rib cage, and inhale, lengthen, exhale down. Last one, inhale, lengthen, exhale down, good. Now grab, with your left hand, grab your right wrist, and you will flex your trunk, flex your body towards the left side. Make sure you keep pressing your 2 heels down into the ground. You keep facing forward, so make sure your 2 shoulders are still facing forward, and use your hand on your wrist to reach to find the stretch into your right side. And exhale, bring everything back to the center. Switch hands and flex towards the other side. So make sure again here your 2 heels are pressing down, your left heel is pressing down, and make sure you're not collapsing on your right side. You keep it rounded here. And exhale, go back to the center. One more each side, switch the hands, and back to the other side. Good. Keep facing forward. Exhale, center, switch. Last one, flex, press your 2 heels down, find the length into your left side, and keep the round into your right side. And exhale, center. Bring the arms by the sides, palms are facing the body now. You will lift the shoulders up on an inhale, and on an exhale, you just let go. Inhale, lift, exhale, let go. 2 more, inhale, and exhale. Last one, inhale, and exhale, good. So now we'll sit down on the mat. 2 feet down on the floor, open hip distance apart. Grab the back of your thigh with your 2 hands. Curl the lower back, pulling the abs in, and hold all the way down to lay down on the mat on your back. Good. Right here. Now keep your arms by your sides, palms facing down. Make sure your neck is long so you touch the shin slightly, and the shoulders are down. Here, make sure you can place your feet in order to be able to find your hamstrings. So for that, to feel your hamstrings, you will, without moving the feet, you will pull your heels towards your glutes. So your hamstring should be on now. Imagine you have a little ball between your knees and you're pressing into this ball to engage your inner thighs too. So keep the inner thighs engaged, keep the hamstrings engaged, keep your arms pressing down into the floor. And on an exhale, we will pull the abs towards the spine, curl your lower back, and we will articulate the spine, peeling the back off the mat, 1 vertebra at a time, reaching your hips towards the ceiling and reaching your knees forward. The point here is to try to open the front of the hips. Inhale at the top, and exhale, hold back down, starting from the chest. So lower 1 vertebra at a time, upper back, middle back, lower back, and tailbone. Again, make sure you didn't lose the hamstrings engagement, so pull your heels towards you and curl, lift, peeling off the mat, reaching the hips towards the ceiling, reaching the knees forward. Inhale, exhale, roll back down. One vertebra at a time. And good. And touch the table. Inhale. Exhale. Articulate the spine. Use your arms to help you lift. So you press your arms into the mat. Inhale. Exhale, roll back down. We go for one more. Make sure you don't forget about the inner side. So imagine this little ball between your knees, especially when you're up. And curl the lower back. Articulate your spine, peeling off the mat one vertebra at a time. Don't lose the inner thigh here, so we don't want to open the knees to the side. We keep the knees just in line with the hips. Inhale and exhale, roll back down. Good. Now open your arms in a T position, palms facing up. Make sure the hands are just in line with the shoulders, right here. We will bring the legs into what we call tabletop position. So tabletop is when your knee is just in line with your hip, your shin is parallel to the floor, and your foot is pointed. So bring one leg up to tabletop position, pull the abs in, and bring the other leg up. Tabletop position too. Good. Bring your knees and feet together. Press the inner thighs together, so you really squeeze the knees, squeeze the feet, squeeze the inner thigh. And on an inhale, we will rotate just underneath the rib cage, so we will rotate only the lower part of the body. Everything stays stacked. You will inhale, you lower toward the left side. So my right hip will lift just to make sure we stay on the same. We keep the stack of the hips, we keep the stack of the knees and the feet. And on an exhale, using the exhale, you press into your legs and you come back to the center. Okay. And again, inhale, lower towards the other side. Make sure your two shoulder blades stay down so the upper part of your trunk is not moving. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So with the inner side, use the exhale to bring the legs back to the center. Inhale. Exhale. So you can stay into a T position. I'm just stuck here, so I bring my arms into a wide V. But stay into a T position if you can. And inhale. Exhale. Keep the stack of the knees, keep the feet stacked. Inhale. And we do one more each side. Inhale, lowering down. Make sure your right shoulder blade is still pressing down. Exhale, center. And last one, inhale, left shoulder blade pressing down, exhale to the center. Good. Bring one foot down on the floor and then the other. Make sure your feet are back to open hip distance apart. Knees, same thing, open hip distance apart. Interlace your fingers, bring your hands behind the head. Tuck the chin, so make sure your neck is long. And you will press, so really press the head into your hands and you resist with your hands. Good. Just to make sure that we won't use the neck to lift. Keep your abs on and keep your pelvis parallel to the floor. So we don't want to tuck the tailbone, we want to stay in a neutral spine. The abs are on and parallel to the floor. On an exhale, we curl the head and chest up. Make sure you're not tucking the tailbone. Inhale at the top, exhale down. And again, exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Exhale. Inhale, a little pause at the top. Exhale down. One more at this pace. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale down. Now we go a little bit faster, so we exhale to lift. And inhale to go down. And again, exhale. Inhale down. Exhale. Two more. Last one. And down. Keep your hands behind the head. We will lift again into the chest lift to make sure again that your pelvis stays parallel to the floor. We are not here, we're here. Good. The rib cage is elevated. And now we will go into a rotation. So rotating again the top part of your trunk. Make sure your hips stay stable. Exhale, we rotate towards the right side. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate to the side. Inhale, center. Exhale. So I'm trying to elevate my rib cage. I try to keep the shoulder blades away from the mat. And I'm bringing one side of my rib cage towards the opposite side, towards the opposite hip. Exhale. Center. Exhale. Last one each side. Exhale. Exhale. And center. Roll the head and chest down. Good. Bring the arms by your side. We will keep the arms by the side. We will keep the feet down on the floor and open hip distance apart. Make sure we find the hamstrings again, so the back of the thigh. We pull the heels towards the glutes, so the hamstring should be on, and imagine this little ball again between your knees to engage the inner thigh. Press your arms into the mat, and on exhale we go into the articulation of the spine again. So we curl the tailbone, we start peeling the back of the mat, and we reach your hips towards the ceiling, pressing into the arms. So here we will unlock the right leg up to tabletop position. So making sure we don't drop the hips, we keep the hips up. We are working hard on the left side here. And on an inhale, we just lower the foot, keeping the same angle at the knee. We lower the foot down on the floor. Exhale, you lift back up. Inhale. Use your arms, press into your arms into the mat. And make sure you keep your left knee in line with your hip. Exhale. Inhale. Two more. Last one. Bring your foot down. Press into your arms, press into your feet. Make sure your hips are still up. Pull your right heel toward your glutes. Lift your left leg up to tabletop position. Good. Inhale, we lower again, same thing. Keep the same angle at your knee. And exhale, lift back up. Inhale. So strong into your right side now. Three more. Keep lifting your hips. Good. I know it's hard. Last one. Bring your foot down. Make sure your hips are up and slowly roll back down. So starting from the chest first. Knee back and lower back table. Now interlace your fingers again. Bring your hands behind your head. Press your head into your hands. Make sure your neck is long. Bring one leg up to tabletop. So remember tabletop, the knees just over the hips, the shin is parallel to the floor. Pull the abs in and bring the other leg up to tabletop position. Keeping the knees open, hip distance apart, feet and knees open, hip distance apart. On an exhale, we curl the head and chest up. Inhale, we go down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So again, making sure we're not tucking the table. We don't arch the lower back. Exhale. And two more. And last one. On this last one, we stay up and we add the rotation, keeping the legs tabletop. We rotate the trunk towards the right side. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Exhale. To lift the shoulder blades off the mat. Keep the hips stable, so no rotation in the hips. Exhale, press your head into your hands. And one more each side. And two. And center, lower the head and chest back down. Bring one foot down and then the other. Keep your knees bent. Bring your arms by your sides. Make sure, again, your neck is long so you tuck the chin slightly. and we bring the right leg up to tabletop position. So we stay here in tabletop, we stay on the right side, we keep the same angle at the knee, and on an inhale, we lower the foot down, exhale, we lift back up. And inhale, exhale. So I'm keeping my abs on to make sure that I don't let go and I don't go into my lower back. So my lower back is just in a neutral position, and I use my abs, my lower abs, my core to lift the leg and lower. And again, inhale. The other leg is stable. And make sure I'm not putting any tension in my shoulders here. So I'm trying to concentrate here into my pelvis. And last one. Good. Bring this foot down on the floor. We go to the other side, so we lift the left leg now up to tabletop. Strong tabletop. Knees just in line with the hip. Keep the same angle at the knee. We inhale, we lower the foot down. And exhale, we lift. And inhale. So think more about moving the thigh up and down and keeping the shin just where it is. Good. And inhale. My arms are still on. Last one. Exhale. Stay here. Now we'll switch the legs. So when we will lift the right leg up to tabletop, and at the same time we will lower the left leg down. So exhale, switch, and exhale. So I'm strong into my lower abs here to make sure I don't go into my lower back. Exhale. And one more each side. And lift, good. Bring the 2 feet down, on the floor. Extend your legs all the way flat. Reach your arms all the way overhead here. And take a stretch. So just let go of your abs. Reach your arms overhead. Reach your legs forward. And breathe. Just a little pause. And last breath. So now make sure everything is back on. So your abs are back on, the rib cage is braced, the shoulders are down, the palms of the hands are facing each other, the legs are together, squeezed, and the feet are pointed. On an inhale, we'll curl the head and chest up to the shoulder blade, and on an exhale, we'll roll all the way up to a sitting position. In this sitting position, we keep a round shape in the body, so we're not collapsing here. The abs are on. Imagine there's someone pulling you, pulling your legs and arms forward, and someone else is pushing you into the belly. So we want this right here. Inhale, exhale, we roll back down. Don't use the momentum, use your core. And down. So you control the movement. Inhale, curl the head and chest. Exhale. Reach forward with the arms. Roll the abs in. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, exhale. Exhale down. Exhale. Inhale, exhale down. We stay down on this one, we bend the knees, we bring the knees towards the chest. And we'll grab the ankles. Bend the elbows to the side. Curl your head and chest up, the knees are together, the feet are together. And round your body, find like a ball shape in your body. We'll start rolling on the lower back. So inhale, use your breath. Exhale. And we go a little bit higher each time. All the way to the point where you can go up to like your balance point up here. Make sure you keep your elbows bent to the side, you keep your hands on your ankle, and you keep this ball shape in your body. Pull the abs in. Inhale, hold down, use your breath. Exhale, roll up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Try to relax the shoulders. So it should be a nice massage on your back. And last one. All the way up. Extend your legs all the way in front of you, straight. You will be sitting tall on your mat, so make sure you're up on your sit bones. You will keep your legs straight and open a little bit wider than the hips, so like, let's say just shoulder width. Your feet are flexed, so you engage the back of the legs, and imagine you're sitting tall against the wall here, so make sure you're sitting tall, your back is straight. Arms are parallel to the floor, palms facing each other, shoulders down. On an exhale, imagine you have a ball on your thigh and we go up and over this ball. So you hold and curling your head, your neck, your shoulders, your abs are on, and you reach forward. Inhale here, I'm not collapsing, I'm still up, I still have this round in my spine. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, we curl back up, we're stacking the spine, one vertebra at a time. Imagine the wall behind you, you restack and you sit straight against the wall. Inhale, exhale, curl. Reach forward, hold down. Inhale, exhale, hold back up, one vertebra at a time, restacking the spine, open the chest. Inhale, exhale, keep your feet flexed. Exhale, back. Last one, exhale. Inhale, and exhale, hold back up, one vertebra at a time, restack, open the chest. Let's go into all four now. So hands and knees. Make sure your hips are just over your knees and your shoulders are just over the hands. To make sure everything is on, your core is on, try to think about a cross pattern curl between your hands and your knees. So you're pulling your left hand toward your right knee and your right hand toward your left knee. Make sure you're not dropping the shoulder blades, you're not dropping your chest between your arms. Your shoulder blades are wide, your neck is long in line with your spine. On an inhale, we reach the right arm forward and reach the left leg back. And bring your hand in and back down. And go to the other side, reach your left arm forward, right leg back. Make sure everything is on, your abs are on. Make sure your two hips are parallel to each other. And bring hands and knee back down. And other side, reach. And back down. And reach. Keep your neck long. And down, make sure your abs are on. We don't want to curl the lower back. Reach. And down. Exhale, reach. And down. And one more each side. And down. Last one. And down. We'll reach again the right arm and the left leg out. And this time we'll open to the side. So arms and leg, opposite direction, open. And inhale back to the center. We stay on this side. We inhale to open. Exhale to close. Inhale. Exhale. Keep pulling your left hand toward your right knee. And keep your hips parallel to each other. And exhale. Exhale. Two more. And last one. Good. Bring your hand and knee back down. Regroup, make sure everything is back on. And reach your left arm forward and your right leg back. And we inhale to open to the side. Exhale to close. Inhale. Exhale. Make sure there's no rotation in your leg. You keep the knee facing down, facing the ground. And inhale to open. Exhale. One more. And bring everything back down. Regroup. Curl your hands towards your knees. We will extend the left leg out, keeping the toes down. Make sure your two hips are parallel to each other, and we lift the leg straight up towards the ceiling, and down, and lift, and down. So it's more a reach and lift. We don't want to bend at the lower back. We want to use the glutes to lift the leg. So go as high as you can without bending your lower back, and using your glutes. And use the exhale to lift. And 2 more. Last one, keep your leg parallel to the floor, keep the thigh parallel to the floor, and you bend at the knee. And you extend. And bend and flex your foot, and extend, point your foot. And bend, flex, extend, point. Keep the 2 hips parallel. Make sure you didn't shift the hips. And then keep the abs on. And last one, keep your knee bent, flex your foot, and pulse your heel towards the ceiling. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Extend your leg and roll all the way down, bending your knee. Recenter your body. Make sure your abs are on. Extend your right leg down, back. Touch the floor with your toes. Make sure your 2 hips are parallel, facing forward. Lift the leg up, straight up and down. Exhale. Keep your neck long, keep the abs on, and make sure focus on your glutes. Good, and 1 more. Stay up here, keep your thigh parallel to the floor, flex your foot and bend at the knee, and point, extend. Make sure you keep the side parallel to the floor. Exhale. Keep your hips squared, exhale. And extend. Two more. And last one. Keep the knee bent. Make sure your foot is flexed, and pulse the heel towards the ceiling. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. Then your knee brings knee down. Now you cross the ankles on top of each other. Open your knees a little bit wider than the hips, and open your hands as wide as your mat. Make sure your thumbs are on the mat, your fingers are off the mat. A little bit in front of your shoulders. We'll reach the hips forward to find the diagonal line in your body, right here. And on an inhale, we go into some push-ups. On an inhale, we open the elbows to the side, we lower down. And on an exhale, you lift back. And inhale, lower down. Exhale, back up. Exhale. Keep your abs on. Make sure you didn't let go of the abs. Your lower back is not bent. You keep everything on. Exhale. Exhale, and 2 more. Last one. All the way up. Now make sure your elbows are facing back. The inside of your elbows are facing forward. We go into some triceps push-ups. So we lower down, keeping the elbows as close as your body as you can. All the way to your chest, and exhale back up. And inhale, lower down. Exhale. So you should feel the back of your upper arms here, your triceps. Exhale. Making sure again your abs are on. You didn't let go of the abs, you're not curling your lower back. Exhale. 2 more. And last one. Good. And now we lower all the way down. You bend your elbows and you lower all the way down on your belly. Extend your legs back. Keep your arms by your sides and bring your nose down on the mat. So make sure your 2 legs are together. The top part of your feet are pressing down into the mat. You're reaching your legs back, and you're pressing so much on the floor with your feet that you're almost lifting the thighs off the mat. Your arms are by your side. Make sure your shoulders are not falling in. Yeah. Right here, holding back. Arms by the side, hands on the thighs. And on an inhale, we lift, we reach and lift the head, the neck, the shoulders up. Sliding the hands down on the thighs. And exhale, you lower down. Inhale. Keep pressing the top part of your feet down on the floor. And down. Inhale. And down. Keep your abs pulling in. We don't want to press the abs on the mat. We want to use the back of the body. So make sure you're not pressing your chest or your abs down on the mat. You're using the back to lift. And down. And again, exhale. Slide your hands on the thigh. Exhale. And lift. And down. One more. And down. Lift back up on your knees. Bring your hips toward your heels. Reach your arms forward. Take your rest pose here. Let go of the tension in your body. We worked the full body today. So release. And one more breath here. And lift back up. You're done for your workout today.